What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we finally have some clear weather outside and a few more parts for the GROM. Yes, sir. Today is a GROM video. Now, for those of you guys, of course, we've still got the Camaro, which got boxes all over the place, but it's nice and safe. First of all, for you guys that are subscribed to me from the Louisiana area, my hearts go out to you guys. Hope you guys are safe and everything is going as best as it can for you guys. Hopefully your cars are safely, and more importantly, that you guys stayed safe. We got fortunate here in Houston. We just had some rain, but nothing major like that. The car is doing well and staying well. Just trying to wait for a clear day to be able to go back to the track and test out the stage 3 cam. Maybe go out to Mexico. But for now, the Camaro's kind of just sitting on the garage. But we are working on the 2020 Honda GROM. Yes, this is of course the giveaway GROM, guys. Link in the description below. Go check it out. Website jorgespeedshop.com. Every $20 spent is an automatic entry to this giveaway GROM, and you guys have until the end of October. So October 31st is the last day to get your entries. And I can't keep everything just stock and give you guys something bone stock, so we have done a few things like installing the Zoom exhaust, and today we're actually going to be getting this thing tuned, and that's because we went with a DH motoring. They sent us over a tuned ECU, which is going to allow us to run the KOSO air filter with the KOSO intake tube, and this thing is gonna really get all the extra air through the motor. Of course, we freed up the exhaust, and now we just got to give it the extra air, and that is what this will allow us to do. And of course, from DHM, we were able to get the throttle body adapter to be able to run this much larger tube. So today we're going to install all that back, and as you guys see, I do have part of the fairings removed because we had to remove it to take the stock ECU out. This was shipped back to me, so it's already ready to go, so it just plugs and plays. And now what we need to do is remove most of these fairing parts so that we can get to this air box here and remove that for the modifications. And we've got both of the fairings completely removed, giving us access to what we need up here. Now, to get rid of a lot of these plastics, it's just a bunch of little screws. We removed the stock tube, and now check out the difference. This is the KOSO, and this is the stock tube. I mean, just dramatic differences. And this literally, it looked like it had some glue on here, but it all just kind of came apart. It was just a little seal, and this was in its way. It just kind of pops out. On the inside, this little metal coupling was used to connect with this piece here, and this piece was held on with this metal piece, and I just cut the tabs that was holding this metal piece in place. So now what we need to do is open up this opening. So there you have it, guys. Now I probably could put some silicone around to prevent this from leaking or sucking air in, or I could just kind of pull it back. Either way, it's going to create a nice seal, and we're done. So the way that I cut the hole out, oh, there you go, pop this out, is basically, again, use this as a marker, and then used a Dremel with a spinning wheel and just grinded it all out. It was super simple, cleaned everything up, and the air box is good to go. Now we are going to go ahead, and we want all the air we can, so we're going to go ahead and put the coarse filter in, and for that you have to remove these small little 4 screws. We'll remove that, put this coarse filter in, we're going to stick that back in its place, and for now I do believe I'm gonna keep the cover on. I'm gonna make sure to look almost as stock as possible. It should still give a good plenty of volume from the intake up top and give us the air we need. I doubt this motorcycle is sucking in way too much air to leave this empty. So we're gonna go ahead and put everything back with the stock cover using the provided screws. So we'll go ahead and change out the filter, put everything back together, and install it back on the car. Of course, this piece I haven't mentioned at all, but this actually is going to go on our throttle body there to help basically seal up the opening due to the new bigger intake tube. So let's put everything back together, we'll tighten this thing up. It's got a little set screw on the top, so we'll tighten that up and put it all back, turn it on, and then we'll go do some little test drives, probably some data logs, and see just how different and faster it is. The bike is back together. When you look at it, the best part about it is, unless you see up here in the front this little red strip, or maybe down here, you can barely kind of pay attention, you wouldn't even know that it's got a much larger intake tube with the modification and that it's tuned. So we can go ahead and see that everything's back and running normally. Let's go ahead and start her up for the first time. All right, so everything looks pretty good, idling well. Now it got a little late on me, so we're gonna pick this up tomorrow when we'll be doing the data logging and seeing the 10 to 40 miles an hour to see if it got any faster or not with the tune and the new intake setup. So, and just like that, it is the next day, guys, and we've got the GROM here all put back together with the new intake filter along with the bigger intake tubing. So let's go ahead and turn it on and show you guys what it sounds like. So right away, the first thing I notice is it's a lot deeper tone. Everything works perfectly, no check engine light, it's idling perfectly fine, and it is definitely a much deeper tone. Now they did mention, because it was the exact same ECU from the bike that we sent in, we don't need to do a reset. So we're still driving around for a little bit. Typically want to drive it 15 to 20 miles to get the computer to learn everything very well, but the new tune should have everything down right. And you can see here, it should also have, I believe, a 9,000 or 10,000 RPM red line now. If you guys caught that, it goes pretty much to 10 before it limits out. Almost past 10. So yeah, this thing is definitely gonna rev out. Sounds great. Let it warm up, and then we'll switch you guys to the helmet cam. I've got the draggy here, so we're going to do our 10 to 40 mile an hour speed runs and then the quarter mile run. All right guys, so right off the bat, I can, whoa, that's a lot more twitchier, that's for sure. Drives perfectly fine. Wow, oh yeah. This thing is definitely a lot happier. Revving out to 10,000 is awesome. So the ECU tune did its thing. I mean, in second gear, we're able to rev this thing out almost to 30 something miles an hour, almost 40. But we're gonna start doing our little draggy times and see how that goes. And go. bike just a lot more responsive on the throttle. So around here and go. About 7 miles an hour and go. And that was 40 again. So then we got three good 40s, 10 to 40 mile an hour. So if you get on our phone here, you'll see we got a 10 to 40 of 6.29 and a 6.34 and a 6.5. So 6.3 10 to 40, pretty good. Let's see what the quarter miles are. We're about to do our quarter mile run, and we'll actually wait for these cars to pass by. I want to do this safely. And ready, set. Be able to check that. Let's see what we have here. All right, so this says we did a quarter mile in 21.6 seconds at 57.4 miles per hour. So that means it's already a lot faster than it was before, guys. Unfortunately, we didn't break into the 20 seconds. We're still quite a bit off. We'll try one more time and see what we get, and then we'll go home and compare to the previous best times. What does that give us? 22.0. So missed the gear on it. 56.6 miles per hour, 22 seconds. So probably could have been a little bit better, but of course we missed that gear, and you can see the little drop off there. We'll do one more and then we'll head back home. So we got 21.85 at 57 miles per hour. All right, well, we're in the 21s now. Let's get back home and we'll compare the results. Guys, this thing performed beautifully. Now let's go ahead and we're gonna go over all the numbers here, guys. We're gonna go over all the numbers. So let's go into our history, and first thing we're gonna do is look at our custom 10 to 40 miles an hour. And so I'm gonna probably put it on the screen here, that way you guys don't have to be squinting here. But we did our best of a 6.25, but really everything was around 6.3, give or take. Yeah, so it was really awesome. What was the time before with just the exhaust? Well, let's go back and look at our 10 to 40 from before. So here we have it, and I'll put the screenshots up on the screen right now. And the best that we have is 6.77, 7 seconds, 6.76, and that is about it. Before that, then the 6.76, 6.77, that was with the exhaust. and the stock airbox. So we went from a 6.75 to 6.25, so basically half a second faster with the tune and the intake box mod. And from stock, which was about 7.5 7.6 seconds, we're over a second and a quarter faster, so 1.25 seconds faster from bone stock with just the tune, the exhaust, and of course the intake. So very, very impressed with that 10 to 40 from a 7.5 to a 6.25. I don't know about you guys, but that is very awesome, especially in the most usable range of this bike, which is that 10 to 40 miles an hour. That's where you're going to be living the whole time. So the fact that this thing was able to pick up a full second and a quarter with just very simple exhaust bolted on and just intake filter with tube, still using the factory airbox. Now I'm interested to find out, maybe in a future video, if removing this front cover and just leaving the filter alone will give it that ram air effect and increase the time difference. But overall, that is very awesome. Now let's go on to our quarter mile. So our quarter mile results are here, and the best that we could do was a 21.85, 21.62. So 21.62 was the best we could muster up at 57.39 miles per hour, and pretty much 57 miles an hour was about where we were at across the board. Very, very impressive. Now before that, the best that we could do was 22.112 at 54.96, 22.0, so basically 22 seconds flat was the best that we could do before at 55 miles an hour, as you guys see here. And I'll probably again pop this up on the screen. And so here was the exhaust, with just the exhaust, 22 seconds flat at 54.96, and then now 21.62 at 57.4. So picked up 0.4 of a second in the quarter mile. Now obviously I do admit that I probably need a better launch. I haven't really been able to get a hard launch off like I should, but still picked up 0.4 of a second to 21.62 versus 22.0. And for that, we were in the 22.46 seconds at 54.9 miles an hour, which is crazy. So basically we went from 22.46 to 21.6, so almost a full second off just from the basic mods, which is pretty awesome. And a full second is a big difference, especially when you're looking at what these things are capable of and what they're doing. I mean, I'm just very happy with the results. Now we do still have a bunch more stuff coming for this, guys. This was just like the stage 1 starter kit, which is exhaust, intake, and tune. Next up, guys, and something that I am working on is, of course, doing a cam and possibly big bore kit on this thing. So we have the cam on the Camaro, so why not do a cam on the bike? But anyways, guys, there you have it. Pretty much the best starter kit that I would recommend for the Honda GROM. The Zoom loop exhaust with the KOSO Hurricane filter, KOSO intake tube, and DH motor rings adapter for the throttle body. That is definitely helped this GROM pick up power and feel so much more responsive in that mid-range and stronger at the same time. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.